Xiluva leader Bongani Baloyi joins MKP, cites Zuma's intelligence. Xiluva party leader Bongani Baloyi has shut his party doors to join the Umkhonto weSizwe MKP party. He says former President Jacob Zuma's leadership skills and vision are what draws them to MKP. Baloyi announced the news at a media briefing on Thursday, flanked by the collective leadership of Xiluva and the national leadership of MKP. Dozens of MKP supporters gathered in Soweto to welcome Baloyi and said they could use his experience to strengthen the party. He said MKP's sudden rise to popularity shook the political landscape in the country, giving people hope for the future. When we looked at MKP, we saw ourselves. It does not have umlungu, which means white person. We are joining it. They told us to join others that are funded by the Oppenheimer, but we resisted, he said. Baloyi is the former Democratic Alliance DM mayor of Midval and also a former member of HNS. Xiluva was formed in 2023 in a bid to compete in the 2024 national and provincial elections, but the results were disappointing for him. However, Baloyi clarified that he will deregister Xiluva from the Electoral Commission of South Africa IEC as a political to join forces with MKP. He said his members, including the leadership, will formally join MKP. Baloyi vowed to work hard under Zuma's guidance to reach greater heights. In the meantime, former DA star joins MK Tsunami. Former DA councillor and founder of the Xiluva party has announced the deregistration of his party following his decision to join the now popular Umkhonto weSizwe party. Baloyi announced his decision to partner with the Zuma-led party during a press briefing led by the YMCA Hall in Dube, Soweto. His decision comes a day after former EFF youth leader Mpho Morolane also defected to the MKP on Wednesday morning. It also follows hot on the heels of former South African Rainbow Alliance Sarah Colin Mahubele, who joined the MK party last week, and 3 weeks after EFF Deputy President Floyd Shivambu stunned the country when last month he decided to renew his membership. The latest developments have set tongues wedging in the country's political circles. Baloyi said his decision was inspired by the harsh realities facing smaller parties and the need to consolidate smaller parties to be part of the solution instead of standing by the sidelines while the country burns. The time for fragmentation is gone. We went and tried to contest the elections. People spoke decisively so. So when we saw Umkhonto weSizwe, we saw ourselves in it, which is why we have decided to unite behind it. They wanted us to consolidate with other parties, and we resisted a lot of pressure too from analysts. The media too wanted us to consolidate with the Oppenheimers, he said. Baloyi, who has brought other members and leaders of his party, said his move to the MK party is long-term, adding that he is willing to work on the ground for the next 5 years if needs be. We have now taken the decision to deregister Xiluva as a political party. I'm not worried about what people will say. All I know is that my children and history will judge correctly for not sitting in the corner. I could ask some of you, what have you done to liberate our people? He said. Political analyst Lebisa Tefo said the recent developments are part of the bigger Zuma plan to build the MK party into a formidable force. We are now waking up to the realization of the Zuma tsunami. What am I saying is that the second coming of the Zuma tsunami is here. Whether he will enter the State House is another matter. He is really sweeping the country clean. With or without him, I have a sense that the ANC is still going to lose, but this is a precipice action or moves by Zuma, he said. Baloyi was welcomed into the fold by leaders in MKP's Greater Johannesburg region and others from Soweto. Welcoming him was Bongani, leader of the MKP in Greater Johannesburg, who said having watched Baloyi lead the DA in Midvaal, he was a great addition to the MKP. We know Bongani Baloyi as a young leader in Midvaal, and he did a greater job there for 3 years where the municipality did well. After him, we know that the situation there is no longer the same. So we welcome him to the MK party because we know in him we have a great young leader, he said. Meanwhile, Zuma is a man of peace, says MKP activist. Umkhonto weSizwe Party, MKP President Jacob Zuma is a man of peace, said party activist Bongani Baloyi. Baloyi was addressing MKP supporters who gathered at Freedom Square in front of the Pietermaritzburg High Court. Zuma, the former state president, appeared along with his co-accused French arms company Thales for their arms deal corruption charges on Thursday. There is no one who is more peaceful than President Zuma, because if he was not peaceful when he won the election in KwaZulu-Natal and they stole the votes, he was going to say we must fight against them. I was waiting for his command, and if he had said fight, I was going to fight, but he said let us be patient and stick to the rules of the country and constitution, said Baloyi. In court, prosecutor Billy Downer asked Judge Xiluva to postpone the matter for a pre-trial in April next year. Zuma is waiting for Judge Xiluva to grant him leave to appeal against the dismissal of an application to have Downer removed as the prosecutor in the matter. However, Zuma, who intended to continue pushing for Downer to step down from prosecuting him, asked Judge Xiluva to provide reasons why he ruled against the application to get Downer off the case. After a lengthy, heated debate between Zuma's legal representative, Advocate Darlene Pofu, SC, and Downer, Judge Xiluva postponed the matter to September 11th, when he would furnish Zuma with the reasons. Zuma wants to use the reasons to approach the Supreme Court of Appeal to appeal against the decision to keep Downer on the case. In 2019, Baloyi was convicted and sentenced to 3 years house arrest for perpetrating public violence concerning the 2016 Fees Must Fall campaign. Last month, he was charged with contravening the Rioters Assemblies Act and conspiracy to commit public violence for uttering a statement that allegedly threatened to violently disrupt the May elections. A former MKP youth leader, Baloyi said despite his tolerance, Zuma was the most abusive former president of the country. He called on MKP supporters to be firm in supporting Zuma, as they did when he was incarcerated in 2021 for defying a constitutional court order that he appeared before the State Capture Commission. When Zuma was arrested by Cyril Ramaphosa in 2021, we stood firm, calling for his release from prison. Even today, Ubaba is 82 years old, but he still attends court cases, said Baloyi. MKP head of presidency Makazela Msobe said it was a travesty of justice that Zuma has been facing the arms deal charges for almost 2 decades. When it started, we were still students and we were coming here in Pietermaritzburg to give him support, and we will continue to do that, Msobe said. Msobe said the case was a political witch hunt. We believe that the case must be stopped and this harassment must be stopped. Justice delayed is justice denied, and in our view, the matter must just be closed, as we cannot have one man harassed by the same case over 20 years, said Msobe. And that's it from Egypt's network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.